up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Elite Real Estate Podcast, where real estate meets mindset, marketing, and momentum. I'm your host, Jimmy Nelson, and today we are coming to you live from the Royal Oath Insurance Group right here in Clinton Township, Michigan. Big shout out to the entire team here. Royal Oath is more than just an insurance agent. They're your promise keepers. Whether it's auto, home, business, life, or health insurance, they're here to protect what matters to you most. You can check them out at royaloathinsurance.com or give them a call at 586-238-3535. And, of course, today's episode is brought to you in part by our friends at Connection, the CRM built for closers. If you're a real estate agent, entrepreneur, or small business owner looking to automate, follow up, and close more deals and stay top of mind, then Connection is your secret weapon. Go to yourconnection.com and take control of your pipeline today. Now, whether you're tuning in live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, or X, catching the replay on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, wherever you stream, we're glad you're here. Do me a favor, hit that like button, drop a comment, and share this with a friend, and make sure you're subscribed so you never miss an episode. All right, guys, let's get locked in. We've got a powerhouse show lined up today, and if you're in business or real estate or just building something big, this one is for you. Good morning, everybody. And, man, thanks for joining me again this morning. It's been a crazy week if you've been paying attention to me on social medias at all. But yeah, it's been a crazy week. It's been a great week. It's been a lot of learning, a lot of packed-in experiences, a lot of mingling and meeting with other people. So I've got a very special guest joining me this morning, and we are going to be all right. So I have to shout out right now, Go Bethke, Go. I gave you a fit. I teased her a little bit while we were in Miami. And I said, hey, I don't have a Team Go-Go shirt. I don't have a Team Go-Go shirt. And lo and behold, look what I have. Christy Waker gave it to me on the plane yesterday on the flight home. And so I told her I would represent this morning on the Elite Real Estate Podcast this morning with my Team Go-Go t-shirt. So here it is, Team Go-Go eXpCon Miami. Everybody's kind of just coming back, yesterday or today, day before. Something like that. So I still had to say thank you. And it's all about collaboration and it's all about friendships. And I am super blessed and happy to be part of all these groups. And I feel like Team Go-Go's adopted us at some point. So, but I appreciate you and Dwayne and all the things that you guys do for Team Go-Go. And I wanted to represent Team Go-Go here this morning. So here it is. I will put some more social medias out on Team Go-Go today. But yeah, super. A lot of information came in this week, and a lot of information came in this week. Curt is going to be joining me here in a second, and a lot of information came in this week. If you were at eXpCon this week, and you're on the call, I'd love to hear from you. If you were down there, I'd love to hear from you. I know some people are going to be logging in, so. I will bring in Curt right now. There he is, Mr. Curt Shewell. How are you, my friend? Well, he's figuring that out. All good stuff. But yeah, eXpCon, man. If you weren't listening, or if you weren't there, it's okay. If you were there, I'd love to hear from you. So, but I'd love to hear from you and go from there. So I see Curt's getting logged in here. Oh, good, great news. Great news. We get a lot of feedback. But yeah, as we're going through this today, what we wanted to do really is recap really what happened this week at eXpCon and how the heck all the things that you had offered and conversations you had and different things that we did during the week. And one of the things we said was there was so much information that came in, so many announcements. So many things. This brokerage, guys, I'm telling you, has really outdone themselves again as far as technology goes, and what they've put together. And our CEO Leo Pareja was on stage on Wednesday, and that was one of the most interesting things I've seen a CEO do is what he did. Going on stage, going, and obviously breaking numbers down, right? What's happening in the market, what's going on here or there, and then the idea. But what the most incredible thing to me was what Leo did when he went through the scripts for all the objections you would get from the no, I can't hear you. I can't hear him. Can you hear me? You can hear me. All right. It could be on my end. Give me 1 second. As we're getting through technical difficulties this morning. Yes, I can see you. You look great, by the way.
All right, I appreciate that.
Oh,
Can
I
you
got
hear
you.
me through the phone?
Now I got you.
All right,
Yes.
I'm just talking through the phone instead.
Perfect.
How's that? You good?
Perfect.
All right, let's do that. Let's do that. We can do that. Don't even need a reason.
That's right. Hey, there's sometimes when the challenge comes in, you just got to roll with it, right?
We just go with solutions, baby. We just keep working until we make it happen. So good morning.
Good morning, my friend. How are you?
Man,
Well, no,
yeah, that technology just does me in every time. I love that.
I lost you on screen now, though. Did you X out of the video? That's
No,
okay.
I didn't touch.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Okay, you're right. I'm out of there. I don't know why I'm out of there. Let's try that again. Huh. Go
Yeah.
video.
But yeah, why I got you. So I don't know if you didn't hear me when I first got on this morning. So I was giving our great friend Gogo a little. I was hassling her a little bit this week. I was upset because I told her I was upset because I didn't have a Team Gogo T-shirt.
Oh, you got one now, baby.
I
It
got
says my and me.
I got one now because our good friend Gogo doesn't mess around. And again, there's problems and there's solutions, and she's solution focused. So I told her, I said something about I didn't have a T-shirt, and she said something back. I said, well, Austin had one on. She gave Austin Chevron one, so I just gave her a little thing, and then so she made it happen. Then yesterday on the flight home, Christy Waker was on my flight, and she had she had a shirt for me, so she solved the problem.
Gotta love that.
Yeah,
That's because Christy's good that way.
that's right. Now I got you back.
Okay, let's try that again.
Yeah, now we're all back
Yeah,
together.
okay. How about that? How about that?
That's right. That's right. So listen, man, this week eXpCon is always an event, right? Like it's always it's EXP does such a fantastic job. One with technology, the presentation is always 1,000%, right? There's not a thing that goes undetected as far as their presentations go. But I felt like this week there was so much. It felt like advancement as far as like the technology they were giving us, right? Like here's all the stuff.
When the founder of your company creates something proprietary, that's where the changes come in. Okay, so if you look at, remember, and this is not a slam. This is just reality. When Gary Keller realized EXP wasn't Donkey Kong and it was a real thing, and you could actually run an entire company out of the metaverse, he didn't want to believe it. And he didn't want to believe it so bad that they got an app and they called it Kelly Command. And they said, see, we're a tech company. We've got this. We're the biggest tech company in the world. And he said that. And then the Google people and Microsoft people and the all the everybody in the actual computer world were like, "What are you talking about? You're not a tech company, and you're not even the tech." And then he's, "Well, I'm the number one biggest tech company in the world," and they were all like, "I'm sorry, you're not even in our space. Like, what are you talking about?" And it was because EXP had actually taken a real estate company and put it into metaverse and made it a tech company selling real estate.
Yeah.
And that was the part that people really struggled with understanding, but it also was where people got, I don't want to say angry. Well, they got mad that they thought it was the same thing and they must be if they have an app. Well, what you're talking about, Jimmy, and it's a long story to get there, sorry, but at the same time, what happened was people started to realize, okay, this cloud thing actually works and it's real. Well, we weren't the first one to include cloud. We were the first one to put it into the real estate space. That's all. So you look at these companies, you look at Uber, you look at Amazon, you look at Netflix, you look at any of these companies, you look at WhatsApp, you look at Venmo, the Cash Apps, you look at these companies, Pinterest, they're all cloud companies and they literally run from a cloud completely, 100% from a cloud, and they're nationwide or worldwide. And in our case, same thing, worldwide, and we're global and we're a real estate company. Well, we run it through the metaverse. We run it through actual a cloud for real. And as you do this, you buy other technologies people have, to your point, Jimmy, right? And so we buy all these really cool technologies from these companies. Well, then you learn how those work. Well, then you can create those your own. If you are on that platform, if you are in this space, you can do that. Well, Glenn decided once AI started really getting, I don't know what the word is, known or understood or used the way it is, a couple of years ago, he's like, okay, this is where this is going. This is the future. And I think that's the key. The people who win, right, are the either innovators or the ones who are first to market it. So what he did was he learned, okay, this AI thing is going to be real. And he told us 2 years ago, you better be on this train or you're going to miss it because our company's going there. And he started working on that. Then Leo Perea, our CEO, said, okay, let's really take this thing and go to a whole nother place. And I think what's important to really understand or to point out is when you understand that and you understand how it works and you understand how you can integrate your business into it, you are miles and miles ahead of everyone. Well, that's what they were able to do. So to your point, Jimmy, and for any of you that were not at my eXpCon in Miami, you did, you should have some FOMO because you missed out on some really cool stuff. And when your founder, think about this, for a year now, he has been running a AI twin, right? Morning Keith Stonehouse, my man. So he's been running an AI twin. He created his twin. He made it so good. He spent 4 months every day, spending no less than 4 hours a day, talking to it, working through it, making it literally clone him. So when he was able to do that, he took his entire executive team and said, okay, here's the deal. You want me, you need me. All I want you to do is ask me, if you have a question for me, ask me in my twin. If my twin answers you and tells you, yes, it's a good idea, run with it, run with it. If my twin tells you no, then the answer is no, because it's literally me talking to you. And they're like, okay. And it seemed weird and strange. Well, they did it. And they started realizing. And then there were just a few little tweaks. And that's going to happen, right? Where somebody said, hey, he's like, what are you doing in their meetings? And he's like, what are you doing? Why did you come up with that? I'm like, oh, I asked you this, that, the other. And he's like, okay. So he literally went through his twin and go, okay, did I say yes to that? Because that doesn't make sense. I don't think that this makes good sense to me. And he went through, he's like, okay, I can see okay, I got you. And then he had to go ahead and talk to his twin some more and then keep evolving it. And it evolves with him. So he's got a device on himself that records every single conversation he has and every business meeting he has. It does this where it creates this ability to think like him, talk like him, act like him, decipher things the way he does, and then break them out, and then decide, okay, how am I going to move forward? What would I move forward? Which is the ways that I would do it, and how would I do it, and why? So his AI twin is that good. It's that sharp. So it literally allows him to be in 2 places at one time, doing the exact full work in each place. It's amazing. So now he took that technology, he wrote the code to doing these things. So now he wrote a code to build out one for our company. Yeah. And it's insane. Then he took his team and he challenged them, create one place, one space, one landing spot for everyone in the company that comes into this company. One of the biggest headaches that we have, the challenges that we've encountered as this company's grown, 90,000 agents and all this crazy stuff. When you're hitting 100,000 agents, it's a big deal. It's a lot of people. Well, you have to talk to everybody, and we say, right, meet them on their levels, meet them where they're at, all these things. Well, the truth is, it's a very difficult task to do. Well, what's really cool about it is that now what we can do is have one spot called Mira, where you can literally go right to Mira. Mira, where do I find this? Where would I go to that? How do I get help for this? Who should I talk to for that? I'm looking for this. I need a marketing piece. Where do I go? Where do I find this? Where do I find that? Anything you want it can tell you exactly within the EXP world in the metaverse where to find it. Here it is. Here's the link. And then they've created all these what are called toolboxes, and they've built this entire empire for literally everything in boxes for you. If you want this, then you probably not Jimmy. If you said, "Hey, I need a marketing piece on for my listings when I'm going out and stuff, something I have delivered." Well, it says, "Oh, go here," and you click on this. It'll take you right to the toolbox, listing toolbox. You click in the listing toolbox and you open it. And guess what you have? Listing presentations, listing objections, listing objection handlers. You have listing materials. You have EXP materials. You have personally branded materials. You have the materials that have your name, your face, all your brand on the materials. You click a button and print them, or you click a button and it goes to staple, and you go over there and pick it up. It's there. They make it's all done for you, and it's right there. Then it says, okay, if you want that, you're probably going to need the follow-up tools, and you're going to need follow-up information. You're probably going to need the market information. You're probably going to need better CRM looking materials. They're all right there too, because it knows that if you're looking for this, you're probably going to need these things too. Puts them all in this toolbox for you. So then you can click on that and you click on that, and it leads you to, oh, did you want any of these? It's almost like shopping at Amazon. Oh, well, I need a dress for a lady. Oh, I need a dress. You find the dress and it says, great. Would you like a pair of shoes that match? Here's 17 different pairs that match. Would you like one of these? Oh, yes, I do. Oh, would you like a bag? I've got 17 bags that match. Would you like one of these bags? Oh, would you like these earrings? Would you like these, every accessory known to man? It's going to be in there, and it's going to offer it to you just like the greatest shopping experience you'll ever have. This is how Amazon built Amazon. So he took that concept, built that out, wrote a code to it, made it unique to us, and built our own. It is insane. I hope I didn't spin your head on that.
It's true, right? Like it's just watching him, and then when the AI representation that he did when he was up on stage himself and created an app live on stage using AI, and it worked, right? And people can question it and say, "Oh, did he really do that?" Because when the first time he tried it, it didn't work.
Yes.
And he had to tweak it, but he did it all live from the stage, so it wasn't working right away. So he had to go back in and fix some stuff, and then it worked. So I'm like, so that's the founder of our company, right? Then our CEO gets up on Wednesday and is going over market statistics. But not only is he giving market statistics, because every CEO can give market statistics. It's not a big deal. Anybody can find them and look them up and put cool graphs behind you. But then to go and get, hey, all right, everybody ready? Record this. Here's the objection handler for it. And he just goes through all the objection handlers for all the things that were on this thing behind him. Now, there's not a lot of CEOs that can do that. There's not a lot of CEOs that can do that part, right? They can give you the statistics and tell you, well, here's what you should. No, here's the script you're going to use for your client. This is where you're going to make the most money. Here's where we're going to create wealth for our agents, right? And all the things, and all, again, live on stage while it's happening. And to be able to, and then, again, Wendy, and again, our leadership, Wendy, when she goes up there and Canva now, right? So Canva does everything with AI and whatever else. But now, but wait, there's more. Now with Canva, we have all of our own. We have eXp branding in there, but now they're going to allow us, because we are the biggest user in the world of Canva. We are the largest enterprise user of Canva. That they're allowing us to put our own branding in there, right? So your own personal brand can go in there along with your eXp brand. So incredible stuff, man. Like, and that's just like this is really, for those of you that weren't there, you should have some FOMO, because that's just the tip of the iceberg of really what that was just kind of the cool stuff, Jimmy. Right?
It is. And think about what you said too, right? We are the biggest customer of this company, so therefore we get all these things. And I think if you've grown up in any business and any world and paid attention, the power of the buying power is when you can buy in quantity. So we always hear about it and we say, oh, well, we get a better deal because of this, that. And you see commercials and infomercials and, oh, we discount it to you guys because we buy it so many. And we, and they tout it like they're this big giant thing. Well, the reality is, if you understand how that really works, of what the cuts and what the price differences are in mass quantity that way, it's unbelievable. Think about how Walmart is cheaper than anybody. There is, I don't know that there's a product on the planet that Walmart carries that they're not the cheapest way to get it, right? So they just are, right? If you just want to save the most amount of money, if Walmart carries it, you're probably best getting it at Walmart. You can get it online too and all that stuff, but for convenience. But if you want just the cheapest price, I've yet to find anything that's cheaper anywhere that sells it on a store shelf than Walmart. So um, the reason for it is the amount that they can buy, they can get a price so well. But what I think what people don't understand is the manufacturing of something. If I can ship this many to one spot, the manufacturing costs are so much less. So therefore, it does cut their manufacturing costs. They say, hey, it costs us, $5 to make this. Well, if I could make this many of them, a million of those, and they're going to ship all together in one spot to one place that goes to Walmart's distribution center, and then they disperse it to all their stores and do the thing themselves, your costs go down, 60, 70, 80, 90%. It's insane. So all of a sudden, Walmart can hit it on their store shelves with, a 10% or 18% markup, and they're making their money, but yet you're still cheaper than any place. This is how it works. So with all that said, imagine a real estate company with real estate tools that every real estate agent wants. I mean, these are the coolest, best tools out there, and you can get them, and anybody can get them if you want to pay for them. Well, brokerages can't afford to pay for them for you and give them to you. At EXP, we only pay $85 a month to work here. Here's the coolest thing: 85 bucks a month, $1,020 a year. And for $1,000 a year, I have the top of the line, best technology known to man in real estate at my fingertips, provided for me by the company for that 85 bucks. I cannot stress where Jimmy's going enough. And he's getting cool because he's telling me all the really neat stuff and how it works because he's better at this than way better than me. But I'm just want to give you the understanding what you get. And the reason I say it, at eXpCon Miami, I had a couple brokers with me there. So I had four brokers total that came to eXpCon as guests to see it. One from Michigan, and then I had three more, two from Miami and one from New Jersey. They came and they checked this out. And the coolest thing, Jimmy, was the one from Michigan was more blown away by. He said, "I've never he goes, Curt, you've been telling me about EXP for 10 years. Well, I've been telling EXP for 7 years. I've been here 7.5. So I've been telling him for 7.5 years. We've been friends for 10 years." And he said, "You've been telling me this, and I get it, and I get it, and I get it. I got to be honest, I didn't get it. Oh my God, this is unbelievable. I had no idea." I'm like, "I know." And I asked him, "So tell me what's the one thing?" And I know I'm going off on this one just because his answer was about the community, and we can talk about that. He goes, "There is no community like this. Is unbelievable. I've never seen anything. This is insane." He
Yeah.
goes, "This is unbelievable." So we'll get into that if you don't mind later. But what I want to talk about, the other three all said the exact same thing together that they said, which was different than him. They said, "How do you get all this technology? This is unbelievable. You guys have so much, everything is tech." And I
Yeah.
said, "We're a cloud company." And it hit me for a second like, wait a minute, I say it like it's normal. This ain't normal. This is nothing like normal. There is no normalcy to this. This is unbelievable. Now, the problem for guys like me, and I think a lot of agents out there, a lot of you may be listening, when you have all this technology, it's awesome if you know how to use it. If you don't know how to use it, it's cumbersome and it's tough. Hell, I struggled to get logged into this, and been on here how many times, and I still have trouble getting in. So I always have to drive over to Jimmy, drive across town to sit with him because it's just easier for me to drive an hour to do it versus try to log in. Right? It's crazy. But the truth is, if you don't know how to use it, or you can't use it, you don't know how to use it, you don't know how to figure it out, then it's frustrating. Then who cares? I have all this. The company has been, they listen to us, and we tell them that all the time. We're not all techie. We're not all tech bots. We're not all
Right.
into this. We want it. We just don't know how. Well, they keep dumbing it down, if you will, or they keep evolving it. Because when they evolve it, they make it really simple for guys like me. I can click one button and ask a question, and it gives you the answer. That's my world right there. That's what I'm talking about. So we literally had a thing we started joking about. So we need shirts that say, EXP, that's my world, right? Because I can literally click a button and ask it, where do I find anything I want? And it takes me there. It pops it on my screen. It gives me the link. They'll open it up for me. It'll just give it right to me. But unfreaking real. This was, to me, unbelievable. And when they saw this, they were like, this is unbelievable. And they were looking, and they literally went into XCamp. XCamp is where all these companies that we own, or all these companies that we work with, or all these suppliers and everybody and all the vendors, they're all in one big giant room. And they all have, like, it's like a trade show, right? Where you can go booth to booth to booth to booth type of thing. And they're just set up, and they got all their stuff out, and it's all this virtual stuff, and it's crazy. And they walked through that whole thing. And I'm like, hey, we got some breakouts with some amazing speakers. They're like, yeah, I don't want to hear the speakers. I want to keep looking at this, and I want to keep talking about this. And they kept staying in exam. I'm like, get in here, you got to see this. And I brought them in there, and then opening session, and they were like, in general session, they were like, what is this? And I'm like, I told you. And then they're like, oh my God. So then the next day they're like, well, do we go to that again, or do we go in here? I go, you get to do both. That's what's cool about EXP. You get it all.
Yeah.
Right?
And
you
it's
get
funny.
It all.
Yeah. And to that point, so Rory just says there's so much tech, it's overwhelming. LOL. And he said, excited specifically for the implementation of AI. There's a ton out there, but learning how to use it in a way to impact business was much needed learning lesson that I didn't even realize we had so many resources, community, to teach it to me. And that's where I wanted to go next too, was to your point. Yes, we have tons of technology, and there's so much systems and process. We have so much stuff, but the great part is eXp University now will teach you all of it. So there's to Rory's point, right? The community to teach it to me, and there's people to reach out to, and there's people that are really good at this stuff. And how do I? Here, just call me. Here, just call me. Here, just call me. Reach out to me. You need any help with anything? Shoot me an email. And I think that's the community too. That the piece that you're talking about, Curt, and that leads right into what Rory says is there's people out there that will help me figure this out. It's great. It's cool. I don't know how to use any of it. Awesome. Here, call me. I'll walk you through it. Right? Like there was so much of that. And I had people come up to me like, hey, about the podcast. Like, how do you do this? How do you do that? And then to be on KGCI radio on Wednesday, in the building, which is really cool, guys. If you're not downloaded KGCI radio, you need to download it. It's a radio on air. Is the app is radio on air, but KGCI radio and but the live booth for KGCI at the building too. I told Ian Wheatley, and they're in that like a fishbowl, right? Like it's a silent booth, but it's glass, and so I got the chance to jump in there and be on that on KGCI Live on Wednesday, where we did a little bit of information on the Elite Real Estate Podcast, kind of what's happening in the market updates, all those kind of things. But again, that technology is there, and to Rory's point, and to what Curt was leading down the road to, which led perfectly into what Rory said, is the eXp University. If you are not plugged into eXp University, you need to plug in and find out eXp University today. Go in there. If you have any questions about any tech, any things that we've launched, any ideas that we found, if let's just boil it back down to just being a real estate agent. If you're trying to figure out how to write contracts, if you're trying to figure out, write an addendum, if you're, what am I compliance? Do I have a compliance problem? All of that is covered in eXp University on top of your state broker rooms. So I know we have a lot of people on the call from other states, and if you're listening now or listening later, but go into your broker rooms and talk to your brokers. You have them at your fingertips. So don't forget that part either. You have them literally at your fingertips that you can walk into a room and meet with your brokers. So that all that technology. Then the other thing that was just recently rolled out, that was rolled out at eXpCon as well, is another platform. It's eXpU Trainer Connect. So you can connect with certified eXp real estate trainers, coaches on this platform. You log into the platform. If you're a team leader, if you're a broker, if you're somebody that's listening that would like to have someone come out and speak at a meeting have them come into, if they're from out of town, have them come into town, or have them do it via Zoom. However they would do it, training for you, that EXPU Trainer Connect has them all in there, and you can just go in there, request them, talk to them, find out, and then again match up what you need, what you're looking for as a team leader. And if you'd like to have them come in there, you can go right to eXpU Trainer Connect, find that person that you're looking for, and then connect with them, have them come in and do a training for you. So again, another added bonus to this, right? It's another tool in our toolbox that's just provided for us. So all these things,
it's like Rory said, though, Jimmy, right? It's like Rory was saying, you not only can say, hey, where do I get this? But it'll tell you how to get it. It'll tell you who to get it from. It'll tell you who will help you. And like he said, there are people in this community that are going to show you how to use the stuff. They're going to teach you how it works and how to use it and what to do with it, the whole 9 yards. And that's what makes it amazing. So I just want to make sure people understand you have, like Jimmy's saying, everything, and then people to teach you and show you. And if you need all these things, like you said, coaching, here's what they all are. Like, even people can't find that. Oh, yeah, you can now.
yeah.
So go ahead. Just keep going. This is unbelievable stuff.
Yeah, and again, this has all just been rolled out. A lot of this has just been rolled out this week. This is all brand new to us, even, right? So, and then the conversation is, and we've had this every year, and I have it with agents all the time after any big event. Is it's a little overwhelming, right? Rory and I talked about this. I talked to about with Kim Ajmi, with a bunch of different people, and it feels like you're drinking from a fire hose, right? Because there's so much information at you, pointed at you, and it's just like it almost feels overwhelming. But now, like, to agents that I talk to when we get back, all right, download a few things, like let it resonate, let it marinate a little bit, because you've just taken notes you've taken notes for 3 days. You've had dinner with people. You've had conversations. Now, pick one or two things to implement in your business. Don't pick all of them. pick one or two. Now, all these tools, that's from an implementation standpoint, right? So there's, on top of what we're talking about with the big stage and the announcements and the tools and the things that are given to us, then there's the breakout sessions. And when you get into the breakout sessions, that's where you start to really, you dig deeper, right? So you get the big scope of everything on the big stage. Here's the tools, here's what we're doing. And then you get into these breakout sessions, and that's where, again, now it's like, okay, but here's how you use it, right? Here's what you do with it. Here's what you should be doing in your business. And whether that's, scheduling out your time, whether that's creating business plans, or whether that's, from a recruiting, an attraction standpoint, right? Because now all the attraction stuff has come out. And you get into these breakout sessions, and Curt, what was a really good breakout session that you went to, besides mine?
You know what I thought was pretty neat? Well, I mean, the best one obviously was yours. You know what was really cool? If I can, shameless plugs, and I'm just going to do it because I think it's so right to do it, and it's so earned. If you look at, you mentioned Kim Ajmi. Kim we had MCs for day one, MCs for day two on the big stage for the entire company, right? We're talking, was there 5,000 people at this thing?
Yep.
You had everybody packed in here. You have all these big time name speakers, these big people from out of town they bring in for all this stuff, big famous people that come and talk on our stages and share and give and do all this stuff. And day one, Lindsay Stevens was the female MC. There's two MCs, a male and a female, and Lindsay Stevens was the MC day one. And she's in our group, and she's fantastic. And she finally had the pleasure of being recognized as somebody who's just that good. And they had her as the MC for this mega event, the biggest event of the year, on day one. And then on day two was Kim Ajmi, which again is our girl, right? Kim's right here in Michigan. Kim's in our backyard, and we have access to Kim all the time. And they had her up there on the big stage, and she crushed it. I mean, how amazing! What a pleasure. I kind of, it's going to sound stupid, but I had like a proud dad moment. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right? Because she's tried so hard to get to the next level, the next level, the next level, and then tried hard to get to that next level, the next level. And she's done it, and she's done it, and she's done it. She's done amazing things, and she's able to do that. and have her up there. It was just such a proud moment, to see our people that we take for granted that we have so much access to. We get to talk to them all the time on the biggest stage there is in real estate, and the biggest conference in real estate, and the biggest crowd in real estate in the country. Think about that. Everybody's conference, all this stuff, the largest one, and she's up there and just did amazing in representing us and running that event. So how awesome was that? She also had breakout sessions, just dropping dimes on people with huge nuggets. Then you've got, then I'll go to the next one. Then you've got you, Jimmy. You get invited there as a speaker. You get told, hey, look, we need you to be the one in a whole topic, which people have to know is what you just said a minute ago. Okay, now that I have this stuff, how do I use it? How do I time block this? How do I put it in my schedule? How do I even wrap my head around this? And they had you on a stage, and it was really great because everybody was in that room. It was like one of the most interactive rooms because you were saying stuff, and then these people were like sometimes they were like just saying it out loud after you'd said it, like, oh, I got to do. And it was a really neat thing to listen to. I sat in their room, I'm looking at these people, and they were so enthralled. And then there was a guy at the end who just came up to you and he's like, you just changed my entire world, dude. You just made my business go, time 10x because now I know how to do this stuff. Oh my God, I cannot believe I was missing the most basic stuff. And what's funny is you and I are like, well, this is basic stuff. Everybody in that room was like, this is high level stuff. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, really? Really? Right? And that was so cool. Then Jimmy also, hey, we've got the live radio station. We need somebody who can get on here and do this thing for the country. Can you please do it? Jimmy's the guy. And what an honor, and what a just massive respect for my boy Jimmy, right? And again, makes me so proud. And what was really cool was when I'm listening to people coming up, hey Curt, I have the pleasure of knowing a lot of these people. Well, they're, hey, where are you going next? And hey, you know this. Hey, did you see this one? Did you go to that one? And hey, guys, this. Hey, guys, that. And I'm in these groups of people, and they're talking, and then they're like, man, I really love that. And they're talking about Jimmy. And, oh my God, I love that. And they're talking about Kim. And then, oh, I love that. And they're talking about GoGo. And I sat in her breakout. And in her breakout, she has a presence, this tiny little thing that just rocks and owns a room. She had the two top rooms that were overflowing with people in the rooms and flowing outside the rooms where they had to shut the doors and couldn't, fire marshal wouldn't let them in. She was one of those two rooms. And they were just packed in there like sardines and just eating up everything she did. And she laid out everything step by step by step. And it goes back to what Rory was saying. There's people to teach you and show you. And she says, I'm going to show you this. And she did. And she explained how she got where she got by leveraging the other people. And, again, I have the honor of being, the person that brought her here. And I have access to her all the time. I talk to her almost every day. So, four times a week is not uncommon. So it's so neat to be part of that, to have these people sharing and such. So these were some of my favorite ones, me personally, because the value to the audience was so insane and they all loved it so much. And yes, I get invited and I get asked to speak and do mine and stuff. And I think our breakout was pretty darn good too. It was packed house and it makes you feel good, but at the same time, you've got to deliver now, right? There's pressure.
Yeah.
You got these people that came all this way. You better deliver the best with what you've got. And it was really neat. And that goes into what the other broker I had brought that's local from Michigan with me when he said, Curt, I followed you to room to room and these hallways and all these breakouts and then to the dinners and to these side fire chats and sitting there having a drink and a cocktail over here with these people. He goes, this was unbelievable. I've never seen a community like this who gives and shares. He goes, the best way I could put it, he goes, you have people who are the best in the country at what they do, and you guys put them on stage, and they can't wait to give you everything they've got and tell you exactly how they did it and show you the way. He goes, I've worked for 5 brokerages, man. I've been doing this for, forever, 20 some years. He goes, you just don't see this. This is just on, because people in your own office are so close, hey, this is mine. Don't be looking at it. Don't look what I'm doing. He goes, you guys are like yelling at each other. Hey, listen to me. Let me share this with you. Please let me give this to you. Let me tell you what I did that had success. He goes, there is nothing like this. It's the community of what you have and the ability to collaborate like this. He goes, you've said this to me, Curt. I'm like, yeah, whatever. He goes, that's the part that's mind blowing. Because I'd asked him, I said, you've heard about eXp for all these years, especially for me. And I EXP all over them. I'm just always throwing stuff at. We have all this stuff, and it's like you said that we have so much, it's too much, and you have to give them piece by piece or bite by bite so they can do it. And what was really cool was to go into these different breakouts. Is that I thought Theo was I don't know, that was crazy impactful because he goes, all right, here's what you need to know, and here's the information you need, which I like that stuff, right? I Jones for that stuff. I did that. And then he goes, now do this with it. And you're like, mic drop. That's what you need. So it's the people, Jimmy, how many times, right? Work smarter, not harder. And we all go, yeah, okay, but nobody gives you the directions. This eXpCon, everything that was given to you was given with directions.
Right.
Like, holy smokes.
Right.
Holy smokes. So that would be the simplest way I could make it. So I thought that was probably my favorite breakout was probably that one, to see our people on the stages killing it, to see our people get, up there as, the top people in the whole company of giving this stuff. And we have the ability to do this every day, every week. You drop bombs on this every Friday here, Jimmy. This podcast is phenomenal. I'm so proud of it. I went and got a list of like 7 people that I was talking to going, you got to be on the podcast. You got to be on the podcast. I felt like Oprah. And you got to be on the podcast. And you got to be on the podcast. Because what they're going to give all of our community that we have and all you guys listening here on these and the networks and, for this podcast, what Jimmy brings to the table for you guys, and this is all Jimmy, just so we are clear. My job is to help him get some guests maybe, but this is all Jimmy. And we have a list of people like we are going to have on here that Jimmy's going to interview, and he's going to put on here and bring you guys just insanity, like on roids. It's so amazing what's coming, and the shows that are coming up that Jimmy's got to have with the guests. So that was my favorite one if I had to pick one, Jimmy, but there was about 7 or 8 that I thought were phenomenal.
Yeah.
Better than I've ever seen.
And to your point of the sharing thing too, right? Think about like the sharing. So when Dan Beer, Kyle Whistler, and Mary Maloney were on stage, right? And they talked about fast forward movement, how they built it, right?
Yeah.
And there was no secret.
Yeah.
There was no like, well, we're not going to tell you that part, right? We're not going to tell you how we did. No, here's how we did all of it, right? Here's how we did all of it. The girls with grit go up there. Here's how we did all of it. Like here, the girls with grit, when they said they signed a $500,000 contract and didn't have enough money to pay for it. Like,
yeah,
I mean, you talk about gutsy, right? You're signing a $500,000 contract, and you only had $100,000 in the bank account.
Mm-hmm.
You were exceeded by $400,000 just by signing your name. But then to talk about how they built those communities, right? And one of my favorite breakouts too was Renee Rodriguez.
Stellar.
And then here's the cool part, and I tell people this all the time, and I don't know if people believe me or not, but one of the things that I always say is if you watch someone speak, and whatever they say, if whatever they're talking about really kind of resonates with you or lands on it, go find them right after, and talk to them when they come off the stage, and that's what I did with Renee. I had a good 20 minute 30-minute conversation with him in the hallway.
Jimmy avoided him so nobody else could.
But again, it goes back to the shit. He sat and talked to me in the hallway for a good 20, 30 minutes. You know what I mean? He didn't have to do that. But once we started having a conversation, obviously what I was saying might have been interesting to him. So, we were just talking and kind of how he built his platform, right? And the funniest thing he said, don't do it like I did it. That was dumb. How I did it was dumb. It doesn't make any sense. Do it like those other 3 we're talking about. Don't do it like I did it. He's like, mine's a lot of work. It's not what it seems.
You're right too. And it goes with that collaboration that we're talking about and done for you. Hey guys, first thing you're going to want to do is this. And I think Kyle Whistle said it on stage. I love Kyle. I got to have about a half hour with Kyle on the last day. And we were just kind of reviewing some of these things. And it was neat because my brokers that were there were just listening to the conversation. And when we got done, they were like, we love that guy. And I'm like, dude, there are just so many of that guy here at this place. And I said, yeah. And they got to see him, like you said, on the big stage, fast forward. Now, we're part of the fast forward movement. So we're super, sometimes it's luck. Sometimes it's skill. In this case, I think sometimes just surrounding yourself by the right people is going to open the right doors that add to others. And this was what this became here. So I don't know that this was anything that was a smart thing or not, just being in the right rooms with the right people. Well, so when I joined EXP with Mark, uh, Mark was already friends with Dan and Kyle, and he knew them from Masterminds and Jay Kinder. Well, we were stacked in this line. We have the largest production line, and just so we're clear, you can say we're the best, this, that, the other. We have the largest production line that is bigger than any brokerage in the world other than the number one and the number three in volume. So we're number two. We're number one in transactions. Yeah. You have Compass and then you have Anywhere. You take those two out of it, that group, the Fast Forward Movement group, that includes all of us, includes all of you listening if you're part of our group, does more volume in real estate than every other brokerage in the world outside of them. Think of that. Think of that. Just my group, my portion of it, right? That you're in, Jimmy, that you're part of. So far, year to date, we have over 10 billion sold.
Yeah.
10 billion just from our group. And we're a piece of Fast Forward. So think about that. We're just a piece of it. So what's really cool is that that's available to us and we're part of that. So when they were on the stage and what you were saying with Kyle, which was really neat, was he said, hey, there's a way to do this. And what's cool is you can do it like this, but this will take you to a dead end. We can show it to you because we did it exactly that way. It's what Renee Rodriguez was saying to you.
Yep.
Guys, I can save you a ton of time if you ask, because we'll tell you, yep, as soon as you do this, first thing you think is do that. Don't do that. That runs right into a dead end. You'll go down here, you'll make a turn, and bam. Oh, nope, dead end. If you do it this way, this is just going to get you right where you want to go. So others have already done the journey, and they can tell you, okay, they mapped it out, right? It's Lewis and Clark, right? And it's Lewis and Clark. Lewis and Clark, probably history buffs out there. And, Lewis Clark, right? So Lewis and Clark, they went and they mapped it out because they left markers and they followed a path and they drew it out as they went. They created the map of the United States, guys. I mean, they created this, right? So they let everybody know, don't go this way, go that way. Don't do this, do that. Don't go right, go left. And it's amazing. And these guys have done this for us and they continue, but it's not just these guys. And they get it because all the biggest players, the biggest teams, the biggest groups are in this network, just in this community itself, inside of this big community. So what's really neat is they can offer a lot of information, and you're spot on, Jimmy. You can learn from others' mistakes. We talked about it. They can actually show you because you're using the same tools, the same systems, the same processes, and they can show you, here's the fast track. And everybody wants the fast track. Now we have it in this technology that just got added, like you're talking about, Jimmy, that they're putting it in there for you because they created our own site for Fast Forward, where you can get all of this and answer all of this too. We haven't even touched on this. Guys, there's so much. I know some of you think we're talking nerdy stuff. I'm not a nerd with this stuff. I suck at it, but I'm blown away by it, and I'm super excited because it's making it very simple for guys like me.
Yeah. And again, it's easy to find people now, right? Like you need somebody to come in and talk about a specific thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking to figure out how to do more AI. There's more AI. I didn't even get a chance to run into. I didn't even see. We chatted a little bit, texted a little bit, but I didn't even get a chance to see Nick Krem, because Nick Krem, he was at 3 different events like leading up to eXpCon. He was only in Miami for like a day. Did his thing, and then he was back out. Like it was, he was just did his thing for a minute. But between him, Carrie, right, like all the AI people that we have inside of eXp to help you again figure out this stuff, because it is
the top 2 if you want, and even the company endorses it this way. If you look up within eXp, you want to learn some AI stuff and just talk to the people who actually do it, coach it, teach it, train it. Have complete businesses running through it for it. Will share their stuff with you. You got Carrie Suave, and you've got Nick Ron. These 2 are the 2. I don't care. All the rest of them can talk good talks about it and say fancy stuff about it. And there's a lot of them that understand it. And I'm not downplaying them, and I don't want to be disrespectful that way. But you want to go to that. These are the 2. These are the 2. The company's using them. They're involved in the stuff the company's doing. They're sponsored by the company because they totally are on the same path alignment with the company. It's insane.
Yeah.
Those are the 2. No other names. Any other name, don't worry about it. Go to those 2. Those 2 are insane.
No, and then if you don't want to screw up your money, go find Austin Chevron.
Oh my God,
Right?
was that the best? Right? And yeah, Austin was well. Jimmy, you got yeah. We had a dinner Tuesday night and had Austin, and then what a fun time. And he's just such a wealth of knowledge and a great guy.
Yeah.
Just an insanely great human. One of my favorite humans.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Get the book, The Money Puzzle. Um, I haven't have a chance to crack mine yet. Just because I've had so much going on in the last week or two. But no,
Hmm.
that's on the list to get done. So, but The Money
Feel
Puzzle,
like that
awesome
song,
Chevron.
Bad Bad Leroy Brown, Jimmy. You know, Leroy looked like a jigsaw puzzle, a couple pieces gone. I think you just got to get your pieces back
I
together.
know, right?
You're gonna
Yeah.
be fine. You're gonna be fine. He's got a roadmap for you. I mean, again, done for you. He literally did it. I love the reason he did the book, and I know we're getting sidelined on that. But he did the book because he wanted to leave a legacy based on the instruction manual to his kids. That if he was to die, inadvertently or suddenly, he wanted them to know exactly what to do with all the money and how to handle it and how to keep themselves wealthy for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an outstandingly well written book, if that's even a way to say it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Morning to all our friends jumping in.
I
Tim
know.
Lennon, my man Tim.
Tim, how do you spell? I think he means Carrie. I think no, it's not Terry. It's Carrie Suave. And how do you spell Carrie's last name?
Yeah, so it's Carrie, 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 SOU S no,
S-O-U.
Suave, SOAUVE, I think, right? Hold on, I have it in here. I guess I could probably look it up for you, Tim. That'd be better. And then first, I thought he was talking about Tara Shody, who just hopped on. So Tara, good morning.
Soave. I just looked it up on Facebook. Yeah.
Oh, okay, even better.
Yeah, Carrie Carrie Soave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, her and her husband are just outstanding as well. So
yeah, and
I don't know if you can even see it on the screen. Maybe that helps. I can give it for you there.
yeah, you can see that. Yeah, and
there you
go. Yeah, her husband's awesome. He's a very large dude.
So he's a large man.
And that's me. That's me saying it, right? Like.
yeah. You're right. When 6'7" says this guy's big, you know he's big. He's a monster-sized guy. What a great guy! And when I always picture him, like when you see a restaurant or any lumberjack, this or lumberjack that, the person on the sign, that's him. He's that guy. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's a great dude. And again, then Nick Krem is another one. They run the Krem Institute of AI they're in Cleveland. They're in the Cleveland area. So you got a couple options, and they're neither one are wrong. I mean, they're both phenomenal at what they do. They do it a little bit different, right? But with the tools that they provide, but still you can't miss either one.
Yeah, I think what's cool about it is because they do it in alignment with EXP, and not to the other brokerages can't. Anybody, any business can use what they're doing and use their stuff. But at the end of the day, they're building it based on our business, based on this model. So when they talk AI and they do these different things, it's really based and it's built or centered around this, and that gives us such an advantage. It's phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Oh, she said.
That's right, Carrie.
Yeah, Carrie. Yeah, Carrie's going to be speaking live here in Michigan next month.
I think it's the 15th.
I think
right?
so.
Or 13th?
November, yeah, something like that.
13th, right? 13th.
But again, like
knowledge is power.
Yeah, it's another thing.
Right.
It's another thing. The knowledge is power. Here locally, if you're in the local Metro Detroit area, if you're not going to Kim's Knowledge is Power events, like Carrie Suave is coming in for that, and it's. I've had the chance to talk at her Knowledge is Power. I know you have. Al was just, I think it was Al last month or this month that Al was.
Yeah, Al Abdallah came in there and freaking lit that place up. It was outstanding. Yeah, it was great stuff. Yeah. I mean, there's so many great people that are giving what they've done at the high level. Think about this, and I talk about it when I'm attracting agents and we talk about, why this company, that company. Think about this. If you were only allowed to be trained by people that are doing it at the highest level, you weren't allowed to be trained by the guy making 42 grand to tell you, I'll teach you how to make 100. You don't even know how. How the hell are you going to teach me? Right? And these places have people like that all the time. They don't even make that money that they say they're going to teach you to make. They don't know how to make it. So it's crazy. They're going to read you a book. Like, really? No, that doesn't help me get there. These people that speak in the knowledge is power. These people that Kim has on her stages, the people at eXpCon, the people that get on these stages, anybody that's there, anybody that's teaching in the universities. You mentioned it earlier. EXP's even got a spot. You want to know where all the coaching, how to learn all this different stuff for the people who do it the best in the whole company. The company decides, yeah, these are the best ones, and they're in there, right? Which is kind of cool because a lot of us are in those, showing and teaching different things inside the company. Because the company allows only the people at that level to do it, and then they advertise and market it and show it and share it with everybody. These are who are on these stages. And locally, Kim, I mean, spends a ton of time, effort, money to put on these events and brings these people to you locally. If you're anywhere in the Midwest, it's within a few hour drive. I mean, if you're in Ohio, if you're in Indiana, if you're in Chicago, if you're in Detroit, I mean, you're right here. Go to these events. My goodness, you can drive there and go home the same day. It's like you don't have to do overnights. It doesn't have to cost you much of money, and it's the best well time spent if you take what you learn and implement it. So Kim does an amazing job.
Yeah, yeah, and that's one of the things Kim and I talk about because it was funny. We were joking about her being the MC at eXpCon this year, and she because her and I have hosted the regional rally here the last few years, and she said, I don't know if I can do this without you being up there with me. And I said, well, just invite me up there. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we've done it. We've done the regional rally so much. She's like, I don't know if I. She goes, I'm going to need you up there. But again, like Kim and I have talked about this a lot, and I know you and I have talked about it. I've talked about it with GoGo and whoever else. But it's implementing things, right? Because you can learn all this stuff, and it's great. And we have all the tools, but how are you implementing it? And that's one of the things that where a coach, a mentor, a team leader, anybody you need to lean on. And if you don't have that person, find them to help you implement stuff or tell you what not to do, right? Because I think that's a big part of to stop doing that. You're not good at that thing. It's kind of like we said. You got Nick Krem and Carrie Suave who did the AI stuff. Now, is one better than the other? Well, one probably resonates with me better than the other, right? It doesn't mean that they're better. It just means that it lands on me better. So that I say all that to say that's why you need the mentor, the coach, the person in your life that tells you what not to do too. If you were to tell me that you hate calling on the phone and you're never going to call anybody and you don't want to do it that way, and if the next thing I say is here's some FISBOs, call them, I'm not the right fit for you because I just told you what you don't really want to do, right? Because there's different ways to build this business, and that's I think when you look at the EXPU Trainer Connect stuff, and that when you look at that stuff, and then find that person that's going to resonate with you, right? That's gonna help you fit with you, because the best thing a coach can tell you is that I'm not a good fit for you. You know what I mean? Like if a coach sits with me and then says, I don't know if this will work out very well. That's perfect. That's an honest, true opinion and a fact that it's like we talk about with clients, right? We talk about this with clients. Not every client is for me, right? They're not all for me.
Yes.
There's some crazy ones that don't resonate with me, and they're not all for me. So, it's finding that part where you fit in.
Got to make sure you're not dealing with somebody that you can't deal with or help down the path they want. It's like going to the doctor and then telling the doctor the way that you want him to operate on you. No, you go to the doctor because he's the one who's going to operate on you. He's the one that knows how to do it.
Yeah.
Thank you. So it's really important. So to make sure that you're in line with your clients, and that's what we talked about a lot. And I know it was the sales part of this, but you really need to make sure that you're leading your clients in the way that they want you to lead them. They're paying you to do it, right? So they're paying you for a service. Provide that service for them. Do that for them. Be that for them. And don't waver on it, because if I'm going to drive the bus, then I have to be in the driver's seat. If I'm going to be the passenger on the bus, then I need to be in the passenger seat. So there's a position that each person needs to be in, and you need to make sure your client understands that they're hiring you because you are the professional. They're hiring you because you're that good. They're hiring you because you are incredible. You are insane. You are fantastic. So make sure you and your client align, because if they don't, you're going to have a very difficult time, and the client is going to make you the problem, and it's going to be that you created all these things that you don't have. Has
Yeah.
anybody found
Has anybody found or where I can find any of the recordings that wasn't live streamed this year? So I think EXP will be dribbling those out, Tim, at some point,
Mhm.
where those will be coming out, those things, and EXP University probably will have them. Yeah, I see the sun's coming up on your window over there.
Yeah, I saw that, and I'm like, I need to keep my blind down here.
Yeah. Oh, you got that. There's a big guy behind you. You got to
That's
watch
me
out
out
for
there. Oh, are you blocking it? Thank you. That's my security.
Yeah,
Yeah,
security,
detail.
security. Um,
Thank
yeah,
you,
so
Rob.
I'm sure those will be coming out. So
Perfect.
keep an eye on it. I'll try to keep you
Oh,
updated. I know Curt, if you hear anything, we'll be
can't move.
updated. We'll be updating you guys as we find out that information as soon as those recordings come out because it will be coming out. So, Curt, give me one before we wrap up here. Give me one takeaway from eXpCon for you this year.
That if you're going to be relevant in the industry, it's not about, well, if I use AI or not. It's if you don't learn how to use AI in your business, it's not going to replace you. It's going to enhance you. You have to learn how to use it for your business. And what's really cool is most people are like, great, how do I do that? I don't know how to do that. It's literally laid out for you step by step and done for you. My biggest takeaway was I now 100% without a doubt know the least techie guy on the planet, me, is going to really be able to expand my business 100% of it involving AI in it to boost it, to help it along the way. Because if you're not using it, you're going to be very left behind because you're gonna have so much work to do where AI is going to help you move the work along. It's going to help make it easier for you. It's not replacing you and it's not doing it for you. It's just enhancing you. My biggest takeaway was if you just tell it what you want it to do for you, it will do it for you and make you so much better, and you will be the most efficient at just in real estate in your entire life. Everything you do, every asset, every facet of what you do.
That's right. That's right. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for the eXpCon recap show and for the Elite Real Estate Podcast live on KGCI. Follow us everywhere, the Elite Edge Network on YouTube. Like, subscribe the channel, click the buttons. Follow the Elite Real Estate Podcast wherever you find podcasts. And we are live every Friday morning at 7:30. Curt, thank you, my friend. I appreciate the time as
Jimmy,
usual.
thank you, man.
All
You
right,
were so right. You were awesome.
We got
Thank
it,
you.
guys. We are out. See you next week.
See you guys. Well, they know we're live with the sun coming up. They know that we do this early in the morning. Yeah, no doubt about it. Got a couple